5 seconds remaining. Radiant Team's turn to ban. Radiant Team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire Team ban. Radiant Team's turn to pick. Dire Team's turn to pick. Dire Team's turn to pick. Radiant Team's turn to pick.
Clockwork!
Lena.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So if the hero is going to work, I think it has to be with...
Happens because I picked up a Lena. I wouldn't particularly love this whole team matchup, but you know, I'm glad we mentioned it. I almost was hoping it's not a Lena 4.
Oh, there it is. I was going to say Monkey King is so favored by SMG because they've got the versatility for this hero, right? They have Afu who played 4 position.
Radiant Team's turn to ban.
Yeah. So I'm not terribly surprised that they grabbed this because they have the option. Either way, I think Bane Monkey King is a pretty terrifying lane to go up against if that is going to be our 1 and 5. I think they have a 100% win rate with it over the last like 6 months.
Oh. What's that?
5 seconds remaining.
So they've had a lot of success with it. Granted, SMG, if you look at who they're playing over the last 6 months, it's not Fnatic. They were in the division. They're playing up in like BTS Pro Series, where like the best team would Boom, who I think they played in the finals and they won that last one. Yeah, they beat Boom 3-2.
Dire Team ban.
My opinion right now of Fnatic's draft is that it's kind of wild to pick a Lena like here, like not on 4 pick in first phase, because they don't even see like the full matchups that they're getting in draft. That's like a pretty hard commit to mid, seeing as we haven't seen Lena play this 4 for a long time. So
10 seconds
that's pretty
remaining.
all in. They have last pick overall as well, so they have like 2 counter picks on the second stage. I'm thinking maybe what they want to do is they want to give Jabs like a really good matchup, because when I looked at his match history, he'd been playing a lot of Mars, and SMG instantly banned it, so that's 1 hero gone. And he's pretty, I mean, in terms of competitive, he's new to this role. So he's, I don't know how big his hero pool is going to be.
You have to imagine it's, right? It's like when you start out, you're not going to be, like, the way you start out any role is you take like 2 or 3 heroes, right? Over and over again. Definitely. Even if it's a role you maybe played before even, but it's been a while. Offlane especially, right? The game changes a lot for offlane.
Yeah, so I'm imagining that's why they went for Lena here in first phase into potential counter pick, because it's just a hero that's solid. On mid, it's going to do a good job. It's on RML, he's a beast. And then it just sets Jabs up for a more like stable game.
Also the fact that for Jabs, there's an extra point to that. He is the king of cheese. And I mean this very seriously. He used to play mid and he was like a Tinker Huskar kind of, plays MP. No, I'm sure he plays one for it. Yeah, exactly. Like this guy, if you give him the right pick and you put him later, you know, and he happens to see
bit of a rough schedule.
Those picks, you can cheese
Dire Team's
What
turn
about
to
Bat Rider?
ban.
I'm seeing a Monkey King.
Yeah, I just don't like that offlane though. Do you think that's still viable?
I don't think so. I think from my experience, like whenever I play the hero, I feel like I have to have good travel, otherwise I fall off so hard. Yeah. And I think the only way to get that is by me.
10 seconds remaining.
I guess it's a little bit volatile.
Dire team's
Look
turn
at this
to
Lina,
pick.
by the way. They're utilizing the
Radiant
strength that you
team's
talked
turn to
about in the
pick.
previous panel. That this hero just can't lose, or it's really hard for her to lose mid. That's why it's one of the safest picks to pick up this early.
I think it's really hard to beat mid. Maybe you could pick something like Kunkka to stand against her
Radiant
in lane,
team's
but
turn.
even
Dire
then it's
team's
kind of
turn.
rough if the Lina's like a really aggressive player because it's a great hero with lots of damage to a melee hero.
Oh, okay. This
Ooh.
is really nice. So now they've got 3 Earthshaker, 4 Mirana with a 5 Bane.
I think that's mid Mirana.
I think it's mid Mirana?
Yeah, the mid player plays it mid, and she goes Ags every game.
10 seconds
Which is
remaining.
if you don't know, the Ags Mirana is when you throw an arrow, it drops Starfall
5 seconds
on
remaining.
anything that it passes by. And, her shard is that when you leave, you gain like more crit. So it's pretty decent for core Mirana.
Nerd, I don't like it anymore. It's mid Mirana? No. No, not about it.
I was hyped because, to be honest, they have 2 great Earthshaker players. Bimbo, or Raging Potato, when he first made his name in the scene, the Earthshaker was the hero he played constantly, so great on that. And Afu, I don't think I need to hype this guy up. You've seen any skilled 4, Afu will dominate with. So I see the flex you're talking about. I would love to see him in Mirana, unlike Cap. I like new things.
Same, I'm really excited to see him in Mirana, and it's like comfort for him.
Hopefully we get a good series though. This should be the good
want
one
to play
today.
against a team of Fnatic.
The advantage of it here is the fact that it is not,
Yeah.
like, it has no problem with clockwork, right? So
Hard to say
wherever
how good
clockwork
SMG will
is,
be. I mean, they have
it's just not
players who at
threatened
least
by
used to
that
be
hero
good.
whatsoever. I would be very
they're
afraid of like
Still good. They definitely didn't get like their
impact of a
preferred players. They
mid-Mirana,
kind of had to pick from all
if
the
it
players
ever
that were
gets, like,
left after the shuffle.
or even just like hooked into an LSA. It's just going to get 100 to 0'd. And I want SMG to have.
Yeah, I think Fnatic definitely upgraded from
I
their
want
TI
them to
roster.
get.
Look at these kids in the
Having like a
Cute.
proper 5.
Like,
DJ
if you
Jabs
look
are
at
both
Fnatic's lineup,
amazing. They
Oh,
have
dog.
a proper 5 position.
That is an adorable dog. I was just watching.
so
Cowboy.
sorry.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Cap,
I'm
like,
sorry,
I
Cap.
I want to call that.
Much
I want to call that
more
dog Iron.
Yes.
Because I was just watching Cowboy Bebop. If you look at like Lena Snapfire, like dude, it's a lot of glass cannon, a
We'll
lot
have
of
to see
damage is
how
coming in.
good
You're
an
like, you want to
offlaner
get on top of
Jabs
these
is,
heroes and
honestly,
disrupt them
he's-
as much as possible. I'm not confident about mid-Mirana, but and it was also one I would be confident about offlaner shit.
He was on Neon, right? Was
Dire
it Neon?
team
At any
banned.
point in time, hit Lena, she's gone, 100 to 0.
Afu plays roaming heroes. He's good at them, right?
Yes.
So if he's on Shaker, I do see like a lot of kill threat here on Lina with Mirana Shaker if he gets that Bishop.
Yeah. Maybe he gets away with that on
say
Neon. I don't know if the guys on Fnatic will be
10
okay with
seconds
that.
remaining.
Monkey King, not the
He's got a
best
team where I feel like if he
not
does
the
shit like that, you know,
5 seconds remaining.
He has
they'll
to
put him in his
play-
place.
Where's the strength of this place leader?
Well, I think that
Yeah.
there is one thing that like Lena really wants right now. Though the way I view Lena is I actually
Yeah, the
view it
expectations
as
will not be the same.
sort of like an SF for the mid lane.
do we
Like it's
have?
no longer this nuking hero. I think it's actually like you want to
Shaker.
turn it into a right-clicking kill hero. So I think you do want
Radiant
a
team's
hero
turn to
that is
ban.
going to play forward.
Looks like Core
create
Shaker, right?
space for you. I'm not sure if Lifestealer is exactly what I would have loved, but you know, like other options, like let's say Wraith King. Okay, I don't like that versus Monkey King. That's maybe even
Core
worse.
Mirana?
It's worse
Oh.
against Earthshaker as well, if that's the core.
I think Shaker 3, Mirana 4 makes
maybe
sense.
there was other
Shaker
heroes, but I
3
just
sounds
can't
okay
think
versus
of
Lifestealer.
but yeah, I'm not in love with it.
5 seconds remaining.
Like your point, though. Maybe the infest with the Lina as well, the new way that they're playing it, where you infest Lina halfway through the fight, when they
Yeah.
jump her, and
I
then all
think
of a sudden,
Fnatic
full
expected
HP.
Shaker
They just have
support,
to be
and then
careful with how
when they saw the
execute
Lifestealer, they
Fnatic, because if you're
swapped it to
using
core,
Lifestealer
maybe.
Infest to initiate, like in Clockwork for example,
Yep.
then you need to make sure you're getting Bane, because otherwise if you're going into a fight with the hook, and then Lifestealer's jumping out and Bane is, you know, in a good position, then your Lifestealer's going to get gripped, and now you've used your hook and you can't use it to cancel, because I think his job this game on clock is going to be to disrupt.
Dire team's turn to ban.
So,
I was about to say
for
like some
Fnatic,
Kunkka,
that
but
Radiant
Kunkka's
team's
first
turn
ban,
to
so
ban.
last.
Kunkka looks OP in the
Pretty
games I've
scary
seen
to be fair.
Kunkka.
We were talking
Dire
about the
team's
smaller
turn.
hero pool, and now all the
Carry
offlaners-
Kunkka, like
Luna.
and you're playing into Luna, who's one of the
so good.
nicer carries to play against any type of offlane.
So, what do we have here? Is this carry Luna, and it's Afu playing the Monkey King in this situation? So they did a swerve, or is this for Luna?
Choose your hero.
There are actually a lot of options here for SMG because so many of their heroes can play so many different roles.
Okay, so oh, interesting. It's awfully Monkey King. deal with a lifesteal.
Pretty happy with this.
We both.
I do like Darkseer the last pick.
We both shut up for a second.
I think
Yeah, the talk back in here goes to the panel
We're
too. So
gonna make more stronger plays with your heroes. I think Shaker and Bane, all these heroes really struggle to play into that. So I definitely see a lot of strength in the next draft. But SMG have some pretty strong lanes as well.
Yeah, I agree that I think the Darkseer is, again, just kind of like what you needed, in the fact that you needed more front lining, something that was going to be able to start fights for you. And Wall is really good against Luna. It actually makes it so that this matchup can go really well for the Lifestealer. An Ion Shell on him and then Luna Illusion. Yeah, I like it. Not totally set on SMG's lineup, just because I don't know how Monkey King offlane it to be able to perform here. Mostly because I've only seen Sep play it. He was spamming it in pubs, so it's going all right for him.
Right, we'll have to see as we move on to our cast. We'll narrate this wonderful game. It's going to be Gods and Lizard.
thank you, Alvo. It's time to get ourselves into our fourth series. Yeah, we've one more after this one for the Division 1. I'm Gosdred, me as Lizard, and yeah, it's our debut for both Fnatic and Team SMG. Before we talk too much about picks, I guess someone asked you, what do you think of the two teams with their new rosters?
What has changed? This played as a position. He was as a position, more playing like a position 4 in the last. So
Yeah.
Fnatic, I feel like their whole match and everything.
Burns, doesn't it?
Let's be a little bit greedy, perhaps. And DJ may be getting a bit too greedy with his early game scouting. He's going to get Nightmared into Arrowed. Bit of an old classic, the Bane Mirana coming back, and a core Bane. Sorry, core Mirana. Moon loves his Mirana. For as long as I've cast SEA Dota, Moon Nana has always loved playing this hero mid. Do you think it's a viable mid, though?
There's just so many ways to play Mirana. Not sure which one is the most correct. Do you go for the shard with the which I've seen some Eastern European players do, or do you go for the Aghanims with the magic pad? I feel that hero can be used in some games, and when you look at their draft, you have this Bane to set up arrows. You also have Shaker that makes the draft a little bit more ambiguous. Like when we were talking about it, we thought that maybe Mirana will be 4 or Shaker 3 or something similar, right? So there's definitely a spot in the meta.
Game's over, Lizard. 4 bounties. And first blood.
Okay, GG go
Let's just wrap it up.
Wait, what? Why are they not pinging or all chatting or something?
Yeah. I mean, their lineup level 1, I mean, we saw it with the first blood, but like they have got some of the best level 1 heroes imaginable.
Yeah, it's very difficult to contest the runes. And I guess after Clockwork dying once, you're like, guys, let's just chill out, let them have the runes. Better than feeding a bit more. When it comes to the drafts that we didn't talk about that much, I feel like Fnatic has an advantage overall. We'll see. Maybe there's some magic in this Mirana mid lane, but...
Oh, this is cool bottom. They tried to drag the creeps away from the tower so that DJ would take tower shots, but Roger couldn't quite succeed. Now mid one gonna have to farm in this tower. Interestingly, yeah, they last picked Darkseid. Jab's the new captain, the new offlaner. He's like, I'm gonna last pick my hero. I guess that, you know, when you become the drafter, you get to do that, even if you're not playing mid or carry.
Yeah, you just make your life the easiest as possible, right?
Yeah.
John Well playing.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you like the Darkseid pick? Do you think it was like a valid way to draft? Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's a really good pick. Obviously, your lane might be very difficult, and that's something to... you have to mitigate that somehow, either by stacking on Clockwork or by making a very good play that catches Bane off guard. So far, they're not managing it.
Jabs, he's only level 1. He doesn't have the vacuum yet. Mid one misses the range creep, but they're gonna get the second blood as they continue to get these kills. Mid one trying to get the creep and the kill, but gets just the kill.
This is really the problem, right? Whenever you're playing Darkseer, the hero, what it brings to the game, it's amazing. The problem is it brings nothing to the lane in most lanes. It's very difficult to get that level 3 and actually control the lane like some heroes can.
One of the things, despite getting that first blood Moon and getting the early bottle, he is not having the best time mid. Lina 13-4 to 9-2 on Mirana, and Mirana's being forced to arrow range creeps continuously.
Yeah, because even though he got first blood, right, he didn't use it in a way in which
Ooh,
a few patches ago you would. You know, you buy that raid band instantly or something similar. You just go for that extra stats that will allow you to farm better. He waited for the bottle. And because of that, Lina had a decent start, even though he's the one that suffered playing versus a guy that had first.
See Clockwork catch in the Bane, but has some backup here with 2 points in the Lunar Blessing. They right-click pretty hard here, but Roger can't get back to the safety of his tower. Now mid one being chased down. The Iron Shell damage is not enough, and he's going to feed to the tower.
Very unfortunate. Jabs was controlling the aggro of the tower a bit better, but yeah, still, I feel like if you're Jabs, you got your level 3 now, you have 2 null talismans, it feels better. But keep in mind that Bane dying there, it's not really that terrible for Team SMG. You kind of want to feed on position 5 sometimes. It allows you to refresh all your resources and also bring extra resources to your carries.
Yeah, he TP'd him with double salve, instantly pops one, and has a second ready to go, so we'll see if he can turn this lane around. Back in mid, Moon continuing to get harassed quite heavily by Armel. Has got the treads queued up as his kind of starting item, so looking like, you know, treads to me suggests more right-click kind of build rather than the magic damage, but we'll still have to wait and see.
Can I just say that I really wouldn't like to be a Luna in a game such as this one. Like, I love the hero. I think Luna is in a really good spot at the moment. But when you're playing versus Lifestealer with Darkseer and Clockwork as well, it just feels that you'll be hunted constantly.
They're going in again. They get the vacuum back, and Roger should be dead down bottom. Maybe not with the Nightmare. And now there's a surge in. He doesn't have it. Oh, he does have the Iron Shell. He's going to get the kill. Now he wants a second DJ. DJ and Jabs, the Fnatic support duo, now the offlane duo. People, you know, I mean, I know Kat mentioned it, like there was some consideration, like, are Fnatic going to split these two up because, you know, the support duo, they've been together for a while, it's just not working. Well, it turns out the opposite. They're going to make them, you know, play close together.
Yeah, this is some forever together kind of a thing, you know, the true love story, you can't break them up.
Yep. And they've been on Fnatic for a long time. It was like those two with Moon, who were the staples, and now Moon, obviously, after getting the boot, he's on SMG, so Moon taking on his previous team. Definitely a bit of a rivalry there.
Yeah, and Moon was also on Fnatic for a really long time as well, right?
That was good. Like I want to say, like felt like 2-3 years or something.
17, 18, something like that.
Yeah, it was then 3 plus ice, and then they rotated their carry a few times. Bottom lane, they just continue to destroy here. Moon trying to bring DJ down with them. The creep with the TP in. Afu going to get the kill with the fissure. Can he get Jabs as well? I don't believe so. Jabs has a surge to get himself out of there, and that triple null talisman.
So much damage coming from the Iron Shell.
Yeah.
I feel like they did all right at the beginning of the lane, but the moment he hits level 3, they needed to be a bit more careful. Get caught too many times on Bane, and now this lane is over, but in the opposite direction. Jabs and DJ are just blast.
Yep. Mid lane, Armel, I believe, had his bottle refilled by DJ TPing in. 6-minute rune, the first power rune coming up. It's a haste rune, and there's nothing mid one can do to stop Armel getting that one. Speaking of mid one, what he TP'd mid, that's a bit of a unexpected move. Guess he's going jungle.
Shaker TP'd bottom, so he opted to go to the jungle. And also keep in mind that he's afraid right now. I'm not sure. You can go back bottom, but I'm not sure he will. He has maxed out Lunar Blessing, so just farm the jungle and find your farm elsewhere.
Is it going to become the Mirana's drop to give him that space, hold that thought? That's top lane, a bit of a dive in from the Monkey King, a bit of a overextension from Raging Potato. As Moon was making the move up top, but he was nowhere near when the dive happened.
Yeah, when you talk about Mirana, I'm not really sure. Like, this hero should be the playmaker, obviously, and she has to be. Moon has to be the one that creates space for Luna, because no one on his team actually can at the moment. Even the Monkey King that we talked about, he brings a bit to the table, but not as much as some classic offlaners. At this point in the game, at least.
Yeah. And very reliant perhaps on setup for the arrow, which they've got lots of. Fissure, Nightmare, even a Boundless Strike can act as a suitable setup for an arrow, so you've got to be careful with your Fnatic.
Ooh, that little hook shot.
It's going to miss, but they still have the vacuum. Afu tried to TP out after the missed hook shot, and they're trying to punish this Shaker. Afu going to try to grab a couple more creeps down bottom maybe before he goes down, although he gets off a nice Fissure blocking the chase. They need a Surge perhaps to chase him down, and he somehow miraculously gets out. I don't think he was supposed to live there.
I don't think so too, and I'm surprised they didn't continue chasing. Surge was off cooldown for like 3 seconds, and if you used it on Clockwork, maybe he could have fought him, but it's fine, you get the tower.
Oh, do they get the tower? Yeah, TP in from Moon, looking to maybe set up an arrow here. The Fissure, arrow follow-up. That's a big kill on the core darts here, and they're going to get it. They were not expecting that move. The double Starstorm hit doing so much damage. And they've got a Nightmare now. They haven't got arrow, I believe, yet. No arrow. They've got Starstorm soon with the magic stick charges. DJ just needs to get away from this Starstorm damage. Moon can't get in close enough. Leap Starstorm, now he's got it. Had just enough mana for it, and he gets a second kill down bottom. But Raging Potato, perhaps the sacrifice up top. Nice cookie, tries to dodge it, but Raging Potato, TP on out. Can't get out of that.
Nice attempt after realizing they have no more control. Tried to TP, but
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Like you said, you don't expect Moon to TP bottom. Like this tier 1 on the bottom lane, when it's that low, and you have Darkseer and Clockwork just owning it, right, being in full control of the bottom lane. Usually what you expect is for Radiant team to sack it. Let's just go find our fights elsewhere.
Yeah.
I like this a lot from SMG.
And Fnatic just keep bringing 2 heroes down here, so if they're not going to bring numbers, it could be a scenario where Moon and Afu can keep getting more kills, but this time around there's an Observer to scout them out, so that may be what they need to take over this bottom lane. And they realize they need to bring more. Armel making his first move. Boots to travel up on the Lena. And Armel looking to follow up this initiation. This is a big kill on the Mirana. That's a mid Mirana going down to Armel's double damage rotation, and he'll take the tier 1 tower.
There's no TP on Shaker as well, so he needs to...
He needs to hide, yeah. I don't think they realize he's still down there.
Really well played, by the way, by DJ. And Armel cogging the Mirana back into the LSA. That's literally the only way you kill him in that situation. Maybe a vacuum after shit was also possible, but Jabs was too far away.
Yep.
I just... Like, I'm looking at... I love playing Clockwork. I play him quite a bit. Roger.
He's level 6, but he's in the front lines here. And he is probably dead. He's on the run. Dragon Slave not going to reach him. DJ, Trinkle Boots will be coming back up in a second, so he gets a bit more movement speed, and they... Yeah, Boots will travel later. They'll get it.
It's just way too fast. So back to the Clockwork.
Yeah.
It's just such an amazing game for Clockwork. I just want to say, I would love to play this hero in a game such as this one. He wasn't picked that late. You're playing into a Mirana, you're playing into a into a Luna and into a Shaker. Mirana is a problem, but Luna and the Shaker, like, you just need a couple of items, and these heroes are free food for you with an Iron Shell on top. Feels good.
We'll see. And it's DJ. He's always liked and played a lot of Clockwork, so a hero he's very familiar on. We'll see them make the move towards this mid lane. They want to try pressure this tier 1 mid tower, it looks like.
Actually, you're very right. They played him a lot on 4 in the last season. The Aghanims build was usually the way he would go for it. Just early Aghanims.
Perhaps something SMG has to look forward to is going to be Arthur, who's getting closer and closer to a pretty early Blink Dagger, unless some ganks start coming his way, which is maybe something DJ has in mind.
This is going to be a rocket, perhaps, into a dive. Rocket's on cooldown.
Yeah. I guess the question is, if they dive, do SMG try and defend him or counterplay it?
Even without diving, if you look what they're doing, these 2 heroes just positioning themselves in the Radiant jungle brings just so much pressure. However,
Bane Mirana though, looking to gank Armel. Can they get the Nightmare? He's too fast. They're going to have to land an arrow, and they don't have it. They needed Raging Potato, yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It was a decent idea, a good idea, but there was look at that observer ward in the dire jungle. It's insane. It's insanely good. It's something that became popular perhaps at the TI. You don't really deward it, and you get caught under vision. Mirana and Bane weren't, but Monkey.
Speaking of getting caught, top lane, Raging Potato gets rotated on by the clockwork. He does get off the ultimate, but the magic damage will be more than enough. Brings him down. Pretty easy kill for them.
Tower is under attack.
When you look at drafts, you're thinking about all the combinations that you can have with it, and Fnatic, I might jinx them, they might lose this game, but when I look at all the combos, the Lifestealer and perhaps Snapfire Ags, Clock and Snapfire, Darkseer, Clock and Lina are good. They're just cool. Any single pair of these heroes can make plays on the game.
Yeah, they Moonlight Shadow in, but they walk right past an Observer Sentry combo, so
Not much good.
Fnatic know what's coming their way, and the Observer ward that gets placed is right on top of a Sentry, so that'll be quickly de-warded by Fnatic, you've got to imagine.
Beating on Dire's top tower.
And this is something I know, like from peeking some of the SEA players, people like Pondo and stuff, he's always praised Yanuel for his vision and warding game. This is an area where it feels like Fnatic have that true 5 position on their roster now, whereas, you know, in past years with DJ and Jabs, it felt like they had 2 4 positions at times.
Yeah, for sure. He's a true 5. But when he needs to be a 4, he can be an addition.
Yeah.
There was a game in the last season where he played a troll, position 5, and just carried with a basher and I believe urn. So you play some weird hero, you buy an urn, and then you pretend that you're a support. Urn into basher, sure, why not?
I'm not sure we'll see this game on the 5 position, but Fnatic with a nice 5-man smoke move, get a Monkey King kill, not the biggest of kills, perhaps they're looking for more, but they want to turn this into a tower, but that's something that SMG probably don't want to allow. They've got a Blink Dagger on Shaker, he needs some mana though, he's headed back to base to get the mana and TP in, but it's going to be too late. Tower already going down, Moon trying to do some damage up top, but he's not taking this tier 2 tower alone, I don't think.
This is a problem when you're farming so much with the Shaker, you're also wasting your resources. So you have to keep in mind that you're gonna get your Blink, but then you need to run back home and heal up. When it comes to that move from Fnatic, they weren't truly aiming to kill Raging Potato, they would invade the triangle and then take the tier 1 tower. A Luna kill into a mid tier 1 would be perhaps even better, but killing the Monkey assures that you're going to take the tier 1, because the rest of the heroes cannot fight without.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
We're just hoping to get down some deep wards, although right now their wards in the Radiant jungle might help them, but it's SMG who have smoked down towards this bottom side of the map, and they are very close to stumbling upon Raven's Lifestealer if he walks up there. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
If they find him alone, they definitely can't kill him because of the bait, right? They have Fiend's Grip.
Oh, I think they saw DJ plant that ward on the SMG side, right on top of the courier. Yeah. Oh, then they have Sentry, of course. Even more important. Moon's just being camped up top lane. He's not being ganked or rotated on right now. That could change, though, as both teams looking to make plays but kind of avoiding each other. Do you think there's more pressure on one team to make these rotations work right now? Like, who's happier with this game being kind of slow paced?
I only have this one X factor, that's the Mirana. I'm not sure just how much damage this hero will be dishing out. He's going for the right click damage, he's not going for what we talked about, the Aghanim's one. Yeah. So he'll most likely be buying that Aghanim's shard as soon as possible with the Desolator. I'm thinking maybe there is something to Moon and how he plays this Mirana, because he's extremely skilled on the hero.
Yeah.
But if I was playing these two drafts, I'd rather be on Fnatic's side. I feel like it's way easier at any given point in the game to play their draft.
You mentioned how good the Clockwork game is, and then you combine it with the fact you have a Lifestealer to invest inside for those initiations. Yep. That can get tricky. Raging Potato on the trees, ready to drop a Wukong here. Do they know he's up there? Doesn't look like it. He's going to throw out the Wukongs now. He decks up a nice boundless strike. Echo Slam going to fold up an arm out. Got up the BKB in time. That's going to keep him alive as he looks to turn and right-click down. Bring Raging Potato down with the help of the Mortimer's Kisses. Is the damage there? They'll get killed. Keep the tier 1 tower alive, and they're chasing for more. They want Afu, who's going to blink in a second. Links west. Can he get out of there? Roger also needs to be a little bit careful. Mid one. Yeah, he's alone up top, but he wasn't part of that fight. He's trying to finish his BKB, and now they re-engage. Nightmare into Arrow. Do they go for this kill or not? DJ is there to help keep him alive with a fissure to disengage. SMG. They don't want anything to do with this.
Yep. Shaker with a pause, a little bit of a lag perhaps, because he literally needed 1 millisecond to catch Armel in the echo. If he does that, the fight is completely different. They're winning it hands down and taking the tower perhaps afterwards. But Lena, he just knew. He knew that echo would come, and he just popped the BKB way too fast. After that, it's very difficult for them to finish off the Lena or kill anyone else.
I had Cheapo praising Armel in the panel leading up to this. He's definitely one of those SEA mids known for his strong mechanics and had a ton of success on past teams, TNC most notably. And we're going to see how he does here. Reunited with Raven, the Filipino duo.
They were under TNC together, right?
Yeah, for a while. Yeah, and Raven got replaced by Gabby at one point, but yeah, they were playing together and had a lot of success with TNC.
The Raven Morphling, right? Was that year? I believe it was.
Yes, that was definitely one. Yeah, they were the ones doing Shaker more than anyone. Yeah.
It was good times. Good times. They won a couple of tournaments off of that as well.
They won a major. They were meant to go to TI10, but then obviously COVID happened. Because they won the first major of last season before COVID happened. So they basically automatically qualified for TI.
And that was the Morphling Shaker patch, right?
Correct.
I think it was, yeah. Got nerfed a bit after, but still strong.
Yep.
I don't know. I agree completely that Fnatic looks pretty damn strong right now with Raven, Januel, and Armel. I think they're looking in a... If nothing else, I love the inspiration that they have for their drafts already from watching one game. I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, same. It was that TNC one at the Shaker Morph. That was more, I think, Gabby on the team.
That was more Gabby?
Time. Yeah, okay. I think Raven, he was there before that more so. But and then Raven's played on other SEA teams. He's kind of hopped around, he went from being like the most, respected SEA carry, and then he kind of hopped around a couple different teams in the region. But they have played together before, and we'll see how they fare here. Yeah, to me, I look at this new Fnatic roster, and I think they have the potential to become the best team in SEA. Obviously, there's teams like Boom and T1 who are going to contest for that, but I have a lot of faith in this roster.
The way they're playing right now, it looks promising.
Yeah. Nice pushback. Roger should be going down to the Lifestealer damage here, but they take the T1 mid tower, so I think SMG probably okay with this trade right now. They seem to just be waiting for these item timings. The Desolator coming out on the Mirana, the BKB on Luna just coming out as well. So for SMG, they're just biding their time, it feels like.
Oh, for sure, because if you're not taking the small engagements that you take with a loss most of the time, your Luna will be invaded 100%. They will find her, they'll kill her with the Clockwork, with the Lifesteal, with the Lifestealer Infest. So you kind of have to be taking the small skirmishes that aren't that great for you. But Luna is almost, actually, is with the BKB, so...
Same for Monkey King.
BKB?
Yeah, they have double BKB.
This should be the time for them, right? With a couple of BKBs, they should be able to take some fights.
Just gotta be careful with Moon. He's the one that's kind of a bit exposed. Only on 1400 health, no BKB. Oh, bottom lane, Raging Potato jumps in, jumps out. They're all coming down there looking for him, but they're gonna prioritize the tier 2 tower, and it looks like SMG not even gonna try and defend this one. Despite the BKB timing, they have their ideas set on maybe Roshan even. Yeah, you see Fnatic. Fnatic, they think about the tier 2 bottom, and then they're like, wait a second, are they going to go Roach? They're going to get over there soon.
Smoke. Fnatic needs to smoke up straight away and go defend Roshan to fight it.
They're rocket flaring, but this may be too late. How fast can they bring Roach down? They've got the Clockwork to jump in. Gabs is smoked up. He's surging himself over towards the pit, and it looks like SMG are killing this a little bit too slow. They may get caught in the pit. This could go poorly for them. Mirana is getting so low here as they blow up. The first hill, the Echo Slam comes in. They want to bring down Jabs and DJ. They get the Clockwork. Can they get the Lifestealer as well? Roshan drops, and SMG mid one picks it up. Lifestealer still toggling his way to keep himself alive with the BKB Lena. I don't think Fnatic are going to lose this fight for now. They've lost a support as well as their offlaner, but mid one now, Nightmare up, doesn't have his BKB, and one more Sun could spell his demise, but he turns, he fights with the help of the Shaker blinking in, they bring down the Lina. Yanuel is next, and Fnatic, they've held their own. Raven trying to TP out. Oh, get caught! Arfu wins them the team fight with a triple kill for mid one. What a play from Arfu, helping kill the Lina, and then the life steal at the end of that.
And he's like, you're praising them lizards a little bit way too much. Let me show what the Shaker can do. Like, a couple of blinks into Echo, into Sleep Fissure on the Lina. Moon did a ton of work in that fight as well. He was dishing out a lot of damage with the Mirana, finishing off the Darkseer, then setting up for the Lina kill as well. Just a really good fight from Team SMG, but it felt rushed from Fnatic. That's the problem. Right?
Absolutely.
Because they had to kind of scrape together to get into the pit, and then when you're doing a thing like that, you can't get counter-initiated on.
I mean, it felt rushed, but it did feel like there wasn't, like Moon was sitting on half health in the Roshan pit, like without a BKB. That felt like a potential opening, but SMG were just too ready for them with the BKB timings.
Yeah, and it's a Mirana, right? So a leap out of the pit isn't truly a huge problem. As long as you can counter their initiation, as long as you can break up the snowball.
Shot in, and get Raging Potato, who's going to BKB and TP on out.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So when it comes to the items, there's an Aghanims now on Darkseer.
Tower is under attack.
Been carrying out that Philly for a really long time now, and getting a ton out of it. There's Aghanims being built by Clockwork too, like we discussed. So this Aghs actually on Clockwork changes things a lot, because not only do you get initiation, you get a BKB Piercer afterwards. Usually you initiate with Clockwork, they pop BKB and they TP out because you have nothing else. But with the Aghanims, you can actually stop that from happening, or you can kill them off even before the BKB. There's just so much damage.
We'll see if they can get to a point where they have those items. DJ still has a bit of a ways to go. Elsewhere, we've got Armel building up towards some of these kind of late game Lina item timings, but SMG are invised up around this dire jungle. Looks like they want to get out. They got a lot of good vision down, but they don't have numbers as they got forced down bottom, so looks like they're going to give up control of this top side of the map.
I feel like they did two things. They tried to set up on the bottom with Shaker and Mirana, and at the same time they got out of top with Bane and Luna. So pretty decent play, and mid one, the Daedal is completed. This is a strong kitty at the moment.
Yeah, this and I mean, do you see Lifestealer Raven being able to scale and keep up with this Luna, or is it going to be more up to the Lina?
He needs the Skadi as soon as possible, not to scale to the Luna, but at least to be able to stand in front and tank for the Lina to wish out that maximum damage. Plus Skadi is really nice versus Luna anyway. But I'm not sure Lifestealer alone can scale, but he has so many heroes that actually help him get there. You have this Clockwork with the hookshot that we talked about earlier. You also have Aghanims Darkseer, so he has some help, that's for sure.
They're camped behind mid one, who's just trying to take this tier 2 tower alone. Fnatic so far not showing signs of defending this one. Putting their 2 BKB cores on the front line. They've got the Nightmare safe to back him up. Arfu ready with the Blink Echo Slam potentially, and it's hard to take a fight through Fnatic. Someone like Armel on Lina, he cannot afford to get caught by a Blink Echo Slam.
And he's building actually into a Shadow Blade next, so nothing really that crazy, right? That the Silver Edge build on Lina with the addition of crit feels so natural.
Radiant's top tower has looked better.
Roger gets scouted out by the Rocket Flare, so be a little bit careful, but I think he knows they don't really want to initiate on Bane. He's got an Aghanim Scepter of his own queued up as SMG in the trees. They see Armel here. They start with the Boundless Strike, the Fissure, the Arrow. They combo it perfectly. Moon follows up with a leap at the back. Here's the counterplay. They did BKB in time, but they still kill the Lina despite that. And Raging Potato dropping the Wukong's command could help zone out DJ, who will go down to the Mirana right-click damage. Moon with the BKB coming out. It's just getting too damn strong. Has the Aghanim Shard for extra damage as well. And Raging Potato giving them this superior vision has allowed them to go high ground.
Like when you first see it, you're thinking Armel is
Dire's bottom
kind of
barracks
doing
are
a
under
blunder
attack.
there by standing in the trees, right? And if you think about it a little bit more, maybe he's thinking, okay, I'll give vision, and if they do go on me, please protect me with the clockwork hook shot in.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
they did try to do, but it didn't work out. The follow-up, the chain stuns were just there. Arrow, fissure, echo if necessary on top lane.
They try going Raven here, but he's got the rage TP out. It's not going to be enough, even with the crits.
Those crits do hurt.
Yeah.
When you see how much damage this Mirana is dishing out right now. All right,
Yep.
SMG, they're definitely making magic with their draft.
They can continue it right now. Momentum all going their way as they look to jump in mid lane. They blow up Armel once again, and they want DJ. They'll get the two-tuffer. They are just making Armel's life miserable. We were worried about basically what we were worried about for the Luna is what's happening to the Lina, it feels like.
Exactly. And you know what? I think I'm maybe a little bit too much of a boomer. Like, this game is proving, like, yeah, you have these sweet combos and whatnot, but step aside boomer combos, Darkseer, Clockwork, who cares? Give me a shard.
And so much I feel like has been based on Raging Potato, giving them all this like tree vision. He's scouting everything and sets up over the Boundless Strike. They get a vision to start things off, and the Darkseer jabs is but he may just pay this with his life. The life stealer pops out, but it's not enough damage to kill off Moon, who still has leap charges to get himself out of there. They should be able to finish off the mid Rax's. Raging Potato is just at the tier 4 towers.
He does not care. If they go on him, all they pretty much have right now is physical damage, so he just uses Wukong command and they can't really kill him. Left Killer doesn't have that oomph when it comes to the right clicks.
Well, that's a second lane of Rax. And they do it all without Aegis. Usually you think of like these mid-game high ground pushes, you're expecting an Aegis, but they're just finding pickoffs.
Incredible from SMG. Just really not something that I expected from the way the game started. But all those small skirmishes protecting the Luna, leading up to that critical mass that she accumulates. But at the same time, Armel, I feel like needs to be a bit more careful with his positioning.
Raging Potato. What's he up to here? Sorry about that. So a lot of this you think is coming down to Armel just being a bit out of position at times. Oh, and that might hold that thought. Jabs will get going on. Again, it's Raging Potato scouting them out.
Perhaps not out of position, just a little bit too ballsy with his movements.
Like when it was in the tree.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, it's Raging Potato that just having, I mean, they have Clockwork Rocket there. I feel like they need to try and scout out this Monkey King, but instead they're just going to jump in on Moon, but now the Fiend Script comes out from Roger. Is there anything to cancel it? The cogs will break it, but DJ will pay for it. Like, blink, Echo Slash catches up too. They get the force up away. Raven gets bailed out as well, but Raging Potato on the backline still just wreaking havoc. Still has a BKB, and he's just going to turn and fight. He wants Raven. Doesn't have a Boundless Strike, and they're just going to zone him away and get the Mega Creep. Say, screw it, you guys run away. We don't care about the kills. We'll take your base.
There's one buyback on Clockwork.
Yeah.
And they're just going further. Moon is very low. Maybe you can be satisfied.
Yeah. Oh. If you want to play it safe, they just GG out. Because yep. It's game over. And Fnatic, their new roster, debuting with a loss to SMG's new roster. Definitely at least a little bit of an upset. I think you know, people look at this new Fnatic team picking out, kind of getting the players that they're choosing, while SMG, you know, react to some of the roster shuffle and just kind of pick up whoever they could. Obviously, they got some great pickups, right?
Let's get worth it.
Give him the. If you have last pick again, then you
Bueno,
should
cuando
definitely
diga,
set
señor.
Dire
to be able to go
team
overall last pick.
Radiant
But
team ban.
Very likely it's gonna switch over to the other side, and no, I'm wrong.
Fnatic has red.
Fnatic has last pick.
So does that mean SMG? Actually, I would like.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Dire team's
Probably
turned to
means
ban.
because they're
Buenas,
short-
¿qué tal?
Dire.
¿Cómo están todos? Una vez más aquí estamos de regreso ya para lo que será este segundo encuentro entre el equipo de Fnatic y la gente de Team SMG. Luego de un primer juego bastante estratégico, bastante de tomar puntos objetivos y tal, que no hubo mucha pelea de todo, pero muy buena primera partida, más que todo para que un poquito más de idea de cómo puedes jugar con tus amigos, en equipo, coordinación, de que no importa que tanto pueda morir uno, al final de cuentas, si creas el espacio necesario para tu core, puedes llegar a ganar la partida de una manera un poco fácil, porque literalmente lo hemos visto
We have broken the map down.
¿no? Pero bueno, esta segunda partida, una vez más, no estoy solo, estoy acá con Rota, así que, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué expectativas para este segundo juego?
10 seconds remaining.
Pretty happy with this map. I'll be honest with you. Like
5
every
seconds
time they had
remaining.
weird map stuff, like they had the shrines made me
Radiant
angry
team's
at many
turn to
of
pick.
when the map was big. Yeah, I wanted to
Dire team's turn to pick.
breaks thing. And they had all these like weird dips in the jungle. Like there was like
The low ground shrine.
this
low
weird
ground
stuff. I
shrine, that
didn't
was
like.
a funny
Honestly,
meme.
I hated that map. I hate like where we
Sí,
are
lo que,
now. I
y algo que me gusta
play
mucho de
this
mi
map
es
for
que,
the
a ver, lo hemos
rest of
visto
my life.
pasar por varios equipos de todas maneras. En su tiempo era mid laner, en un tiempo lo vimos jugando de off, ahora va jugando de carry por aquí en la región. Y no lo siento nada mal. Y básicamente el equipo sacamos literalmente dos series que tienen una importancia muy buena en el juego anterior, tanto el Vayne como la misma luna de...
SMG, they're gonna.
Y me gusta, a ver, algunos dirán, pero sacan luna tan temprano y de todas maneras no es una mala opción. Tienes dos bans a tu favor con los cuales puedes terminar aprovechando. Baneamos al Darcy, baneamos al... ¿Listo? Me imagino a Darcy por el mismo razón de que la parte anterior la terminó botando muy temprano de línea. Griston porque simplemente con una Kami de Septa sacas una ilusión y va a terminar creando bastante daño también. Viper un poquito más por parte de Fnatic de confort, algo más de tranquilidad para este Monkey King. Lich lo vamos sacando del campo de juego, un héroe también que bueno, si lo combinamos con el Wukong's Command del Monkey King, de todas maneras, pero necesitas un héroe que te los retenga, por así decirlo, ¿no? En lo que sería la línea. Así que vamos a ver, de momento 2 picks por cada lado. Vamos viendo también al Batrider. Me imagino, generalmente cuando veo van de Batrider es porque vas a mandar al Monkey King en medio, más o menos, o una Templar Assassin también. En verdad el Batrider de Midland es muy pero muy potente, ¿eh?
Or the carry, right? They picked it before the Luna was revealed. Because usually it's like, oh, they picked like Lifestealer or something and I'll shield them, it's fine. Luna is not that afraid of the shield, not bothered by the shield.
Sí.
Doesn't block legs. Not the audience, but
I didn't. No, I learned something new.
only auto attacks.
I'm wondering, does it work?
Well, they can't go dark here
Does it
again.
work with the Luna Shard? That's what I'm thinking. So I haven't seen this character.
It's a genuinely good question. I would assume not, right? Because
What are we talking about?
Does Frost Shield block like Luna's Shard?
Radiant team's turn to ban.
Oh, you mean like the physical
the
damage that comes? It
Yeah.
is physical damage. You get
No,
hit
but-
by like an actual.
Yeah, but the Frost Shield is not just physical damage from auto attack. For example, if you hit him with a physical spell, it won't block.
Yeah, but it is counted as it's counted as an attack.
Sí, me gusta ver
Very
que fuera. A ver, la Mirana, como dices, todavía queda disponible.
Tango
Está
works that
dentro del
way.
pool de héroes que están para el
5
equipo de
seconds
juego.
remaining.
Ahora mismo Fnatic, ok, tienes la opción de no banearla, puedes banear otro héroe, obviamente, pero sabes que puedes sacarte un Elegir Commander para que
I don't like it versus Luna. I don't know.
Y
And the
aparte
thing
que
is,
no tiene una línea tan mala en contra de la luna, una buena cantidad de daño con los Overwhelming Notes, pueden terminar también botando a esta...
Dire team's turn to pick.
Así que Spirit Breaker por aquí, vamos optando nuevamente por la Snapfire. Más que todo me imagino, ¿no? Que
Fnatic drafted that last game.
el Mortimer Kisses termina siendo una habilidad muy molestosa. Tienes el slow del Scatter Blast, la Fana Cookie, la reducción de armadura. Siento que es una Snapfire, una área bastante completa de verdad, que es muy molestosa en línea. Saca un Shaker y esta justo lo comentaba, ¿no? O sea, te quedaba esas opciones, tanto Shaker de Afu como la mirada también. Y ahora mismo vamos sacando a una línea que ya con estos picks de Bane y Shaker va quedando netamente como la parte línea midlaner. ¿Cuál va a ser la respuesta de Fnatic? A ver, para esta... Ya para esto que nos va mandando el equipo de SMG, tendrían que revelar a su medio. Sí, debería ser su medio, ciertamente. Ahí está, el Invoker. Entonces vamos a tener un Monkey King de carry, probablemente. A ver, la partida anterior lo hemos visto de off, así que todavía no queda descartado. Pero, a ver, viendo la situación, que tenemos una luna con un Monkey King, creo que sería un Monkey King de off mejor, porque vas a querer sacar un carry que pueda llegar a farmear a la misma velocidad o capaz un poco mayor que esta luna.
10 seconds remaining.
These lineups are a little weird to me right now, I'll be honest, because SMG, they have Luna as their like center of their draft, right? You want to build a lineup around her and her tempo, but Earthshaker doesn't really fit that. Earthshaker wants to sit in a lane for 15 minutes, armor dagger, especially if he's a 4, which is looking like. I mean, it could be they haven't shown their option yet, so either way. But he wants to play like that, and Luna wants to sit in the jungle and farm. Like mid one farm like a beast. Like Murano had to be active on the map to make up for that. So I'm not sure how their play style is going to be. They only have Lina to like shove waves as well. If Fnatic want to run it though.
De verdad, o sea, la línea es una combinación de daño mágico con daño físico. De todas maneras, la línea sacas un ítem de daño y vuela porque tiene un damage muy potente. Velocidad de ataque, ya solamente por lanzar hechizos, alguna blade que es una barbaridad también. Temprano, que vas a combinarlo perfectamente con el Bane, con Nightmare, colocas luego el Kashaka Raid. Una kill facilísima. Literalmente cada héroe del equipo de SMG tienen un disable en su poder. Por parte de Fnatic, sí. También, sí, en realidad cada uno también tiene un disable, así que van a ver bastante control en esta partida. Baneamos Neuromancer, baneamos Pangolier, hemos baneado un Fearless Void, hemos baneado también lo que sería un Tide Hunter. Bacano, lo de Fearless Void es muy sencillo porque, bueno, tienes Snapfire, tienes Invoker, Lich, o sea, no vas a querer una crono ahí con estos tres ultimates. Bueno, en realidad los cuatro, porque un Command también termina afectando, ¿no? Nightstalker como última emoción, que es un héroe muy bueno, que obviamente solamente con tener nivel 6 te crea una cantidad de visión pero bárbara de cierta forma, y que bueno, en cuanto a iniciaciones es un héroe que caza perfectamente un Snapfire con el Mortimer Kitchen, ¿no? Solamente necesita sacar un Evelyn Dagger y lo caza al Snapfire, cancela el ultimate, caza un Invoker, que de cierta forma no es que saque rápidamente una BKB, o sea, vamos por una Orchid o una urna dependiendo de cómo lo quiera jugar, pero aún así queda susceptible al Silent de Nightstalker y pues ya está, lo demás es historia prácticamente. Vamos a ver a Fnatic qué le falta. ¿Será Monkey King offlaner? ¿Será carry? A ver, 3, 2, 1 y son Monkey King, carry y Beastmaster sacamos de última opción. ¿Qué te parece?
The one problem for Beastmaster is that his boars are probably going to get torn apart here because Luna, Bane, both really good at just to kill the boars, and that gives early experience.
It's like the concept of why they want to do this, right? Quaswex Invoker running at you with a monkey carry is like one of the most active. I remember watching the Team Spirit run it as a core, and he was everywhere, and he was out farming a Medusa without a farming item. He was so active, it was beautiful. If Raven can even capture like a fifth of that, like this lineup I think runs over SMG really hard.
It does require you not to have any catch though, and Earthshaker is pretty good catch for that. Nightstalker's good. Really quickly, Nightstalker Beastmaster, I've played this interaction so many times, people think Beastmaster counters Nightstalker, not so much anymore. Shard. Right? Because Beastmaster wants to be able to go Helm of the Overlord, and you get a shard on Nightstalker.
Exactamente como lo dices, va a ser algo muy sencillo. Aunque me gusta mucho la línea de Beastmaster de Snapfire, de todas maneras, porque tienes a Jabalí que va a estar constantemente metiendo el slow, lo puedes combinar con Snapfire, con una Farnakuki, de todas maneras, así que vas a tener esa calidad de stun en tu unidad, aparte de la reducción de armadura también, si vas por el Air Shader de todas formas, ¿no? El nivel de push va a ser muy potente en la parte inferior. Así que la luna de Miguel en cualquier momento, minuto 6, también nuevamente podría terminar retenerse de la parte de esta ahí donde se va a terminar. que activar muchísimo el trabajo de la línea y esta soccer para empezar a cazar. Vamos a ver qué es lo que termina ocurriendo por aquí, amigo Ron. De momento, el 1-0 en esta serie BO3 es para el equipo de SMG. Si es que en caso termine empatando la serie de chicos de Fnatic, tendremos un tercer encuentro y bastante emocionante de todas maneras, ¿no? No como la temporada anterior se podría decir que todas las partidas eran al BO2 y como que 1-1 y pues te quedabas ahí, ¿no? Con incertidumbre de en verdad como de quién es un poquito mejor, por así decirlo, ¿no? Pero ahora todas las partidas son BO3, así que sí o sí tendremos un ganador totalmente.
SMG. When you say they have an even better draft, what exactly do you like about their draft?
I'm just going to point out that Moon Mirana is scary, but Moon Lina should be next level. Like if you think about the heroes that he plays, right? So first and foremost that
30
I like
seconds to
the
battle.
Night Stalker on the offlane versus Beastmaster interaction that Cap actually mentioned.
Yeah.
And overall, I feel like Luna should have again a really good time in this game.
It's Luna plus Night Stalker. There's the obvious synergy there as well with the Night.
Y a ver, van a querer ir a pelear, es la cuestión. A ver, tienes unas ahora sí esas herramientas como para ir a pelear, ¿no? Aunque como que también mencionaría que puede llegar a recibir una buena cantidad de castigo. Por acá Moon termina pegando, dando la visión necesaria al final. Pero ya, saber que tienes un Lich, como dices, no una cantidad de resistencia física bastante potente, pues deciden simplemente tirarse para atrás. Pero también importante lo de este Earthshaker, ¿no? De manos de Afu, que termina colocando la fisura en la parte inferior para poder cancelar, o bueno, retardar bastante la línea para su Night Stalker. Vamos viendo el Armer con su Invoker ahí, Invoker niño, ¿no? Este Invoker que tiene este set hermoso que literalmente salió bastante gratis para muchos que solamente tenían el compendio. Pero a ver, una pelea de Invoker contra Lina, no sé, ¿cuál es tu favorito ahí?
And then maybe even going in and grabbing some creep waves too if he wants to, because probably yeah, Lich Monkey King, there is almost zero way they can contest this lane, I feel.
Yeah, if you're a Night Stalker, you don't want to be close.
We'll see Afu manages here. He's just trying to, yeah, pesky.
Sí, se puede crear un buen ritmo en la línea de todas maneras, ¿no? Sacas unos 2 puntos en el Dragon Slave y creo que ya con eso suficiente como para jarrasear bastante bien el Invoker. Pero ahora lo que veo, cuanto a tema de rotaciones por parte del equipo de SMG, no tienes muy buenos seres para rotación. A ver, el Shaker sí colocó una buena pisura ahí de todas maneras, pero me gusta mucho más lo de los seres de Fnatic para rotar. El Lich que tiene el Sinister Gate, la Snapfire con la Hanaku, que aparte de la armadura y el Slow. Vamos a ver, la fisura muy buena contra el Raven, pero a ver, Raven por tanto golpeamos, llega acá también el Boy, golpeamos una más, el Boy de Strike, pero antes de morir termina cayendo a Fui la First Blood, que va quedando servida para Fnatic y esos Frost Blast que golpean por parte de Lich muy duros. DJ en la parte superior también recibiendo castigo, Brace Up, va llegando a mid, van a ver detección, el Healing Sail activada de luz en mid y adiós de gratis. Termina siendo el 1-1, Rod, no duró mucho la ventaja para los chicos del lado de Radio.
Yep, right now, in 11-3, 12-3 versus 5 CS of Invoker, something to be expected. Bottom lane, however, that kill, you can kinda see it happening, but only if Shaker really gets caught out.
Gets pushed away from mid lane, will go and auto up his rune, get the refill.
Look at that.
You seeing
Radiant's
this?
courier just got
He got the
killed.
courier.
He got it.
He was waiting to drag some creep waves, but yeah, the observer was he was
Sí, lo bueno también de esas kills que hemos visto ahora nada más, comenzando la partida, es que ambas han sido para cada carga. Hard carry han sido esas kills, así que le viene bien. Pero, a ver, lo que comentábamos, bueno, lo que comentaste hace un rato, el hecho de que la Luna, si consigue el mismo par de la partida anterior, esto va a ser la misma historia. Igual tiene una confianza tremenda ya con este pick de Luna y pues diciendo, ok, mira, hagamos lo mismo en la partida anterior. ¿Quién te podría aguantar exactamente esta presión por parte de SMG? El rol va a ser muy importante por parte de Jabs, de todas maneras, porque A ver, te diría que lo puedes combinar con un Sunstrike si colocas muy buen error. Cuidado, Luce Min va llegando por acá. El Nightmare lo utilizamos, pero se termina salvando tranquilamente con su jabalí. Mientras tanto, Reading, por tanto, sí que no tiene la misma suerte en la parte de abajo. Y muere en las manos de este Lich. Shaker tampoco no es un héroe que te ayude mucho en línea. Colocas la fisura de un Chantote, que tienes el nivel 3 y le has dado un punto de cada habilidad, pero el Lich es un héroe tan molestoso. 2 puntos de Frost Blast, ya tiene 120 de daño cada 7 segundos. Ok, te consume una buena cantidad de mana y por eso que tienes que tener siempre unos manguitos, unas claris ahí, pero poderoso, ¿no? El Frost Blast ya en 2 puntos. Tienes un punto también acá de Frost Shield, que ya te lo colocas al Monkey King y con él simplemente dando los golpes necesarios para obtener esa amplificación de daño. Y el Bolt de Strike es una barbaridad que ahí sí que le va a costar por lo menos unas 2 kills más a ese.
He TP'd mid after stack. He grabbed the bottom rune, stacked the camp, and TP'd to the tower to beat Boca to top rune. So, very cool play from Moon.
Yeah, that's some full-on efficiency from him. As long as you don't die now, right? Well, actually, it might be Armel.
The way around, perhaps. Yeah, he gets low,
Radiant
but
structures
fine.
are fortified.
Very far, 5 on charges. He's completely fine. I got baited there.
You thought you were winning?
Yeah, and you'll get some revenge with the Lich killing the Shaker's career this time around, but it's top lane where a lot of heroes kind of getting harassed and low, but Luna, for the most part, free farming away, having a good time up there, so not really being pressured, at least not until Beastmaster maybe gets up the Helm Creep.
Roger. That's here.
Yeah,
he should
body block.
Mira ese body block, mira ese body block, hermoso. Y por si acaso hasta tu curry me lo llevo. A ver, DJ, ¿te llevas el curry? Creo que sí. No, al final de cuentas no se terminó llevando. Bueno, el body block, el stun muy bueno por parte de esta Snatchfire. Y un Bane que sí, termina siendo molestoso, pero también tiene sus puntos débiles, que no tiene una gran cantidad de movilidad. Así que, pues bueno, termina cayendo. Ahora sí, a ver, teniendo estos minutos de noche por parte de Rey Potatito, sí que debería intentar sacar algo más de provecho. Bueno, en particular a mí me gustaría ver sacar algo más de provecho, pero lo malo es que tienes ese Lich. Mientras el Lich se mantenga en esa línea, es prácticamente algo muy difícil que pueda llegar a hacer. Llega la fisura, por parte de arme. A ver, intentamos hacer algo de body block, lo frenamos. A ver, hay Nightmare. No, finalmente lo hacemos difícil. El centro va llegando, pero el TP defensivo va llegando el resto de sus compañeros. Cuidado, DJ, la partner Cookie va llegando. El Catarlas hay tiempo para hacerlo así. Finalmente nos terminamos condenando a morir doble gente que había colocado. Ahora llega Froshil, a ver el slow, Golnam encima. Nada que hacer, Nightmare para dormirlo. Ok, tengo un poquito más de movilidad. Roger, y adiós. 2 fuera de los chicos de SMG. La intención fue buena, pero siento que en verdad demoraste mucho. Bueno, incluso también esa visión un poco anticipada.
This Shaker extremely well in the last game. Januel, he might be gone here. That's a fairy fire. But
¿Tiene de vida? No. Bueno.
if that fissure block connects, right, you kill the invoker 100%. Sadly, the stun wasn't there.
The look on your face.
Top lane, Beastmaster only 300 gold away from that. Now, do you think this Luna can stay in lane, or will that be time to go jungle when the Helm comes up?
So far, he's been completely fine here. I'm thinking, are there any... I think you leave, yeah, for sure you do, when that Dominator is there. Maybe even earlier, because you're also playing versus a Monkey King. They can rotate top, it can be difficult, but it's actually up forward that's here.
Yeah,
mira la fisura.
Uy,
a ver, se puede morir, Rizal. Dice que puede haber muerto un poquito antes, solamente que el Shaker todavía está en ese nivel 2, así que no tiene punto en el Aftershock, así que no tiene esa posibilidad de stundear un poquito más, ¿no? Pero por acá vamos buscando los stacks, sí que le están trabajando a Midone, sí, uno que otro por aparte de la jungla, pero también lo que me da curiosidad, Invoker. Justo hace rato te iba a preguntar, ¿no? Si un Invoker de qué lo vamos a trabajar? ¿Con Orchid? En esta ocasión Arme la ha ido por una urna. A ver, si vas por urna es porque vas a querer hacer un Invoker de... Un Invoker activo, ¿no? Un Invoker de rotación, pero imagino que Fnatic de momento no se van moviendo mucho porque sabes que Rey Importante podría llegar a cualquier línea aprovechando la noche y pues nada, colocas un Dark Ascension y listo, no te termina cancelando una muy buena cantidad de visión. Así que, a ver, vamos viendo lo que quieren hacer, se va activando Fnatic, ahora me va rotando también por acá Januel. A ver si encontramos.
Yep. Want to get vision of those ancients, see if there's any stacks going. And make sure they... Well, it looks like Shaker may be the casualty here. Yeah. Armel. Couple more right clicks. Should be enough damage here. That's going to be his first earn charges for sure. Synergize nicely with that cold snap.
Yeah. The rune top is at least secured for rune, so he'll be getting that arcane rune. And he's actually, well, not lucky. It was well calculated that Shaker was there to protect the rune. If not for Shaker, Moon would be the casualty. As Lich was on him, by the way. Lich was literally right-clicking and thinking if he should use the Sinister Gaze or not. Another rotation from Armel. You said it real well. It really is on this Invoker to make these moves.
It looks like Dire fortified their structures.
Like this time around, maybe more headed towards the top lane. Mid one would be a nice, juicy find if they can get it. Speaking of mid one, Midas Luna. That's taking Greed to the next level.
And he might get caught here. He probably will get caught.
Can he dodge the tornado? Yes, he does. The cold snap earn though. He's still going to hit him. Nightmare is there. Blocks the EMP. Nicely timed by Roger. Yep. Ooh. Okay.
He is lucky.
It's SMG who make the successful kill rotation. Can they get the tower as well? We'll have to wait and see. It looks like it's not being defended for now. Oh, he's stuck around in the jungle. That's greedy. He's got his Midas. He hasn't even used it yet, but the Nightmare should save his life. Immediate wake up as mid one does get kept alive, and if they can kill any of these heroes, that'd be huge. But the Hawk giving good vision on the high ground.
The tower isn't going to last long.
Mid one used the Midas, man.
Yeah.
He really wanted the big creep. He really wanted the dominate creep.
Tower is no more.
And,
he was holding it.
Yeah, Jabs was kind enough to give it to him. I think if you're SMG, you're so happy with the way things went. You saved your Luna on top lane. It was maximum greed from mid one the way he played. Like he stayed on that tier 1 tower for a really long time.
Yeah. Fortunately, I mean, skill, luck, whatever you want to call it. He didn't. If he got hit by that tornado the first time, he almost surely dies. So he positioned perhaps just well enough to dodge the spells, but this time around, farming his triangle, there's another smoke move. They're just trying to go on mid one wherever he goes. Can he? Same success. He gets hit by the tornado, and the kiss is even being used. They throw everything. The kitchen sink to bring down mid one, and Roger should go down as well. He's got plenty of damage to secure. Moon is invis though, but there. No, he's got a Dire Sentry. That's not a Radiant one. He's looking for Armel. LSA to start things off here. Radiant Tornado has a different target in mind, and as a result, they're going to go on Raven, kill the Monkey King to start things off. Now the chase is on for the Invoker. They've used a lot to kill the Monkey King. Not sure they've got enough to get any more kills on course, but they could be able to get DJ here on the snap fire. Goes forward, looking for the cookie, but Moon, he's in trouble. Gets off a nice Dragon Slave, but he doesn't hit DJ. The Chain Frost is there. It's going to bounce around and get the kills they need for the Fnatic side. Potato as well as Moon both go down.
I guess Raven.
But they do get some nice kills.
Nice turn by Fnatic, not only killing Luna at the beginning, but also killing Lina afterwards. I feel like when that tornado missed on top lane,
someone better help Dire's middle tower.
We all love to praise players, right? But that was more a fail of Invoker than mid one's good positioning. He should have died. Like mid one was way too greedy. Now this fight as well, Lina was way too greedy to go over the river and try to go for kills. So being punished a little bit. Perhaps they feel a little bit too strong. After that first game performance.
And even though that went pretty well for Fnatic, while that was going on, Arthur's still farming top towards his Blink Dagger, and they didn't take the tier 1 mid tower. Moon just came in, minus the Siege Wagon, and they've managed to keep these towers alive for quite some time, although Arthur maybe goes down before he completes his Blink. Raven's trying to jump on him, but he gets out of there. Uses a little tumbler, and Arthur is fine.
Bounces away a little bit. Yeah, that was Wukong's command used as well on top lane. Not really the most important spell in the game, but yeah, Apu is fine and he's getting closer. That's so important for him not to die. Getting closer to that Blink.
Yeah. They'll finally get this tier 1 mid tower. It felt inevitable with the Beastmaster, but perhaps took longer than Fnatic would have liked it to.
Still though, if you're Fnatic, you must be thinking, man, this Luna has a Midas. Like, we need to step it up.
Yeah. At Midas and Mas. This is, last game felt like mid one was playing it greedy. This game he takes it to a whole new level. And it feels like in some ways very similar to last game, where SMG are just going to chill until they farm up towards those BKBs.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm thinking, is this just the answer to the fact that he's playing versus Beastmaster? Or is it the fact that he was untouched the last game? And sometimes when you see the way the enemy team is playing, you feel encouraged by that. And in game 2, you adjust your playstyle a bit greedier if they truly aren't punishing you.
Beating on Dire's top tower.
And maybe they just have a read on Fnatic. They're a new team. They're not playing in a boot camp. Maybe that kind of synergy and team understanding of how to play aggressive isn't there. And Fnatic historically have always been a very slow, greedy team themselves. So we'll see if it pays off. So far, it's looking good for SMG. They're down 10 kills to 6, but they're even on gold. And the current game state at least doesn't feel bad for them. But is there a storm coming when it comes to Fnatic? Like, are they going to hit some kind of scary timing now, do you feel?
Well, I'm looking at these heroes and I feel that there are better item timings on the side of SMG. BKB, Blink Dagger on Shaker. Meanwhile, on the side of Fnatic, you're going for a BKB on Beastmaster. You're going for a BKB on Invoker. Your Monkey King is building into a death, so that's the big oomph when it comes to damage. But everyone else is just building these items that will allow you to survive. But that's it.
It feels like mid one's getting a lot of space. Like, he's pushing out this bottom lane all the way to tier 2, farming the enemy jungle. He doesn't have to farm in the safe parts of them. Usually this is like your Luna's like, okay, you can only farm triangle and the safe parts, but mid one's got so much map to farm.
They've got complete map control. And these BKBs are very necessary because you're playing versus a raging potato Night Stalker, right? He'll get that blink if you don't have a BKB or a force stab. A force stab won't help you, but the BKB will. You're forced into it.
All right. We'll see the greed continue from both sides, but particularly SMG getting those stacks going, and mid one just solo pushing this bottom tier 2, using the scan to make sure no one's TPing in. Perhaps wary though that Fnatic may be going for Roshan. We'll have to see if SMG try and contest this one, or maybe they're just content to trade farm.
Yeah, very similar to that last game, right? In which one team is pressuring the bottom tier 2, and the Radiant team instantly goes into the pit. The sides have switched, but the strategy is same. The only difference is SMG is the team going to contest.
Yeah, they seem to know.
They know, yeah. I'm pretty sure they know Roshan is taking place.
They're hitting this tier 2 as if they know. They are pinging below the trees. They have to be wary that someone could TP in into those trees, and yeah, as a result, mid one is, you know, he's playing it safe, and here come those TPs. Can they get that initiation? Raven. Is he going to go for this one? Gets the Boundless Strike to lead things off, and the Mortimer's Kiss is followed up. Mid one going to drop the clip, takes out the Aegis, but he may pay for this with his life. The Nightmare Save is there! He gets kept alive! Oh, sick play from Roger, but they're going to lose one on the side. It's going to be the Night Stalker going down, but keeping mid one alive and taking out the Aegis.
That
seems good. Yeah,
seems good for them indeed. Night Stalker, he's happy to sacrifice himself to cut off the enemy team. Meanwhile, that sleep, man, Bane. As long as they don't feed it now.
Yeah,
they're still sticking around.
Yeah, this could be dangerous. There's no Invoker, but Fnatic still have numbers, especially if you start including all these summons. Afu gonna hide in the trees here. Okay, Afu. Maybe in the wrong neighborhood, but he's getting out of there.
Get out. Revive. Snapfire, by the way, is DJ. He is building straight into a Blink Dagger. So this should be the Blink Dagger plus Shard build, I suppose.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, they're going to take this fight. They pop the Dark Ascension. Just the Lich kill. Can they get more? And I think they can. DJ has no mobility whatsoever. They get on top of him, and that's a couple of easy support kills. So SMG continue to make some nice moves.
Raven, meanwhile, he's TPing out, TPing top. Really nice plays. There isn't really
this could be good from Fnatic though, if they catch Moon. He's finished his BKB though, but he hasn't got it delivered. He's so fast though. 3 Fiery Souls and boosted travel. He's out.
It's just Lena things. People underestimate the movement speed in Dota for the longest time, have underestimated it. All up to the point in which, if you remember Gyro with Butterfly and Yasha just having like 500 movement speed.
Yes.
You wouldn't be able to kill him just because of that. And it really feels similar to the state of Lena right now, in which you get these travels, the Fiery Souls, and she might not be the tankiest hero, but the movement speed alone is keeping her alive.
Well, they take the tier 2 bottom tower, which means they get the outpost as well. So surprisingly, it's SMG who take the first tier 2 tower, despite being up against a Beastmaster. And they are ready to press forward. Luna's BKB not quite complete, but they've got the Lena BKB. What do Fnatic need to do to kind of turn the tides more in their favor, do you feel, Lizard?
I guess you're waiting for the BKB on Raven first, because he can't truly fight against the Luna, right? It's very difficult to start that. But even when you get the BKB, you're playing into a Bane. It's going to be difficult for them, but they do have the BKB on Invoker. I believe on Beastmaster as well, very close. Once you have these three, you must fight. That's it. You're ready to fight. Will you
Roar on Moon. They've got the Nightmare save. Are they going to commit it? Nice illusion rune to get out of there for now. Tornado EMP is their Nightmare. Gonna help dodge the EMP. Nicely done.
They're getting out. They're being outplayed by SMG. I know that their mobility is so strong.
I'm honestly, like, game one, I looked at, like, the Monkey King giving all that vision with his positioning. This game, Roger with his Nightmares and just the defensive save potential has been huge for them. He's played so well on this Bane.
And you talked about Beastmaster and why he's unable to push and take tier 2s, or at least later than SMG. I really think it comes down to the speed at which Team SMG is playing and the fact that you have this nice Stalker who's preventing Jabs from just sitting on top lane and pushing, because he's afraid. He's afraid that they'll wrap behind him.
SMG, they're considering high ground. We saw this last game. They don't care about getting an Aegis. They jump in mid. They've got a grip on Armel. No chance to BKB. Blink Echo Sign to make sure they've got the damage, and he's got no buyback. He just bought this BKB. The same formula from game one. Get kills and go high ground. Forget Aegis.
The BKB is there on Luna, and you're looking at Fnatic. All they have is BKBs.
Not much good's happening.
They aren't truly ready to fight.
With a tier 3 tower down, you can start bouncing those Luna Glaives off of these buildings. They get the Fissure onto Lich. Doesn't look like they want to follow it up. It's a little bit too deep. They'll just take a lane of Rex.
Radiant's bottom barracks is falling.
Just as easy like that. You kill off the Invoker, who literally itemized only to survive.
Yeah.
You have a mid lane Invoker who has a BKB after Midas and Earn, right? So he's absolutely useless if he's caught like that.
That ward. They got the sentry. They don't realize there was a ward right next to it. Just out of range. Brutal.
Yeah, unfortunate. You usually plan that sentry in the base to check for the base ward and then one down.
Yeah.
As well.
And they had the base ward too. It was like a double observer ward. And they have a third observer ward to the south. They have vision everywhere.
Everywhere, absolutely. And there's a smoke, but this smoke, when you have so much vision, you know it's coming. It's very easy to anticipate.
Well, things continue to look good for SMG.
Invisibility.
Definitely hyped up this series as the one this week to kind of watch and look out for. And, you know, we thought it'd be tightly contested. Game one definitely was. This one looking kind of a bit more one side. They're down on kills, but full control SMG's way with a lane of Rax advantage, but far from over.
Far from over indeed. I'm literally just waiting for the BKB on Monkey King, because it feels that they cannot play until that happens. The only thing is, like, I'm thinking, even when you get the BKB, like, you have 3 cores with 3 BKBs 20 minutes in. That's so much gold wasted, right? It's so much gold wasted, and you're playing versus the Bane.
Yep. And even outside of the Bane, the physical damage, Luna and Lena, they're getting up there. They've got the Shadow Blade. Luna not going for the damage we saw last game with the Daedalus, but still doing a lot of damage at this point in the game just with the items she has.
Oh yeah, actually you're right. He's going for Lincoln Sphere afterwards. But I guess you can allow yourself to be a little bit more defensive considering you have a Midas. So you're gonna get there anyway. Yeah. And you're playing versus something like a Roar, right?
Middle tower is under attack.
Fnatic have the shard on DJ if he wants to buy it now. Yep, he does. So they've got that blink Scatterblast initiation play.
Shouldn't have to take this abuse.
That's how they're going to be, I guess, looking to start these fights.
Yeah, some sick plays can definitely come from DJ. If anyone can make it happen, it's usually DJ or Jabs in the old Fnatic on those support positions.
Haste.
Oh, right now, Fnatic doing a good job keeping these lanes pushed out. Constantly, SMG have to keep heading back top to defend and push things out, but Roger's smoked up. They pop.
They know.
The nighttime, yep. He's going to go for the raw TP out. And he'll make it out.
In the back, though, there's a Night Stalker hunting.
What's he going to find here? There is that tier 2 tower there you're going to be a little bit worried about diving into, but he's unafraid. He's just trying to force a BKB.
Yeah, exactly. He's just trying to force a BKB, and DJ prevents that from happening with the cookie.
Yep. Potential Roshan in the next 3 minutes. We'll find out exactly how long, but at this point, you know, you've got to imagine SMG, as well as they've done without Roshan and Aegis, they'd probably be happy to have an Aegis plus free Ag Shard.
Would be definitely a positive thing for them. Also to take control of the triangle if that's possible, but looks like it isn't.
See if Fnatic can make their play and move on out. I feel like if they give this one up for free, this game will quickly spiral out of control. Armel's leading the way into the jungle. He's going to run into Roger. That's a, you know, it's just a 5 position, but this Bane has been so damn pesky that even a Bane kill is well worth it. And Roshan respawns in 10 seconds, so there's a bit of a window where Bane will be dead if they scout out Roshan. But
it's just a really quick move from Fnatic, right? Instantly moving out of their base. And maybe Bane thought, yeah, they're not going to be that fast. They're not going to get here on time.
SMG, no need to buy back. Roshan not being attempted, and DJ gets scouted on the high ground with the Observer ward. I don't think he was expecting a defensive ward there.
Yeah, that ward is actually some next level stuff. I love it. It's right out of range for a sentry that's planted on a cliff, right? And you never expect an observer ward from Dire in that spot.
Well, now it's Snapfire who's dead, so it's the support on Fnatic who isn't up for a potential Roshan. They'll scout it out with the Hawk.
Right time though, so this is...
Gets a little bit trickier. In comes Raven. Nice boundless strike, followed up by the Wukongs. He's popped the BKB for this one, and with the Sunstrike, they bring Luna down. Great initiation from Fnatic. They needed the Bane, the Nightmare save, but Fnatic were just too quick.
I'm just feeling that both of these teams have, like in game 1 and game 2, only it switched sides, confidence issues. They're way too cocky when it comes to these rush fights. Like Luna is sitting in there, she's thinking, yeah, there's no Snapfire, so this is easy for us.
Yeah. You usually say confidence issues, it's the other problem where you're being too hesitant, but this is a different kind of confidence issues. As the vision control around Roshan, Raging Potato doing such a good job with the detection, killing these Hawks, trying to deal with these summons, using the shard to take out some of those Beastmaster creeps as well, but there's just constant summons. Forge Spirits, Boars, they've got everything. You cannot deny Fnatic vision.
Exactly, and imagine just going into the pit versus all of that. You're just going in and hitting Roshan. They did get it pretty low, like 30% of HP more or less, but it's just so difficult to expect that you will take it without being punished.
Yeah, Raven made the heads-up play of preemptively BKB, knowing that he cannot afford to get caught by a Fissure or Echo Slam. And they're going back in, so they're we'll see. And can they stop this one from happening? They haven't got Wukong's command. They get the stun to start things off from Raging Potato. Mid-one wants to get this Aegis, and he's going to pop the Eclipse just to be safe. He turns Blink, Echo coming in from Jacob, but Jabs gets off the BKB on Beastmaster, going for the TP out. No grip to cancel it. And the chase is on DJ. Public enemy number 1 for Raging Potato. Tries to Scatterblast, stun him away, but DJ can't TP on out. Gets cancelled, and that's going to be a successful Aegis and Shard going the way of SMG.
Yeah, they weren't truly in position this time around, and I expected Jabs perhaps to blink in with the BKB and try and match it.
Radiant's middle
Like
tower
blink
has
in,
fallen.
BKB roar on the Luna. He was positioned well. I think something clipped him, so he went elsewhere.
Tower is under attack.
And
To the high ground we go. SMG with an Aegis on Luna. They're ready to go for this one. The Lincolns, the defensive irons on mid-one, make it so hard to fight into him. This is looking potentially like a second lane here, unless Armel is saying to say about a Tornado EMP just to delay it, but Moon going to happily BKB, keep himself safe and just TP himself home. Reset time for SMG.
yeah, I think you're happy if you're Fnatic right there. Armel, yeah, he wasted his BKB charge, but he protects the lane of Rax. If the tier 3 falls, your Rax is full. It's as simple as that. You're playing versus a Luna.
Yep. And the Lena herself also committing her BKB, so Not the worst. Is there hope for their draft late game? I don't normally consider Monkey that hero that scales particularly well.
Like, I think we caught a glimpse of what Fnatic is thinking in one of those rush fights. They can definitely isolate and kill off hero. Yeah. If perhaps mid one is too deep. But
they see Apu. Good vision. Can they kill Apu though? Bit of a disconnect there. They don't really commit enough. The Mortimer's kisses, and there we go. Invoker gets him on the backline, but elsewhere. It's got nice Wukong's coming into play. Raging Potatoes in the middle, but he's just melting. He's forced to run out of it. Luckily had the BKB, but they've lost Invoker, and without Armel, not sure they can take this fight. Raging Potato heals up using the shard, dodges Scatterblast. He is just an absolute menace on this Night Stalker. Goes blinking in, looking for the Beastmaster, but has bitten off more than he can chew. Has the backup of Moon trying to finish off jabs. The gem on the deck. Is that going to be picked up? Moon's got it with the Silver Edge. He zips his way out of there, and SMG mid one cleans up the support or Snapfire to perhaps set them up to take a second line of racks.
Yeah, just to disconnect on the side of Fnatic, you could see the way they were going for Apu, right? The sleep was good, saving his life there for a little bit longer, buying just enough time for Night Stalker to catch the backlines. Overall, I feel like Fnatic is not taking the fights as cleanly and as crispy as these players could.
Top tower is under attack.
Well, they're going to have to find some way to do it here in the mid lane. Tier 4 towers. And potentially thrown in jeopardy as DJ goes blinking with the Scatterblast. The Sunstrike going to be off the mark, unfortunately. And that's a dieback from DJ as Moon looks to commit. Onto the throne here. They get the grip. It's on Armel. Blink Echo Slam catches Raven. No BKB for 2 seconds and he's dead without buyback. It's DJ and SMG have just 2-0'd Fnatic.
Unexpected by me at least. Especially after the first game and the first draft. But this mid one, Luna. Okay, in the first game he had only 1 death, and that's from the laning stage. In the second one, he was feeding a bit more, like actually twice as much, but still not that bad. Really well played.